Welcome. Today, we're focusing on strengthening data integrity and ensuring computerized systems meet compliance standards. Dr. S.K. Singh will guide us through key strategies to protect data quality and maintain regulatory adherence in complex digital environments. Let's dive into how we can build stronger, more reliable systems together. We're seeing pharmaceutical manufacturing go fully digital, from lab instruments to enterprise resource planning systems. Every step relies on electronic data. And here's the bottom line: if the data can't be trusted, neither can the product. That's why regulators demand strict data integrity. Missing audit trails or unjustified changes can trigger serious warnings. The rules are clear, from FDA's 21 CFR Part 11 to global guidelines like EU GMP Annex 11 and WHO standards. Data integrity isn't just a checkbox. It's critical for product quality, patient safety, and getting products approved worldwide. Let's talk about the data lifecycle, from generation through processing and review all the way to disposal. Every step matters. For example, electronic batch records need to stay readable and retrievable for at least 15 years. That's where ALCOA and ALCOA++ come in. These principles help us ensure data is attributable, legible, complete, and accurate, among other things. In short, data integrity means keeping information reliable, consistent, and protected throughout its entire journey. It's the foundation of trust in our data. Let's talk about the global framework guiding data integrity in regulated environments. We start with PIC-S and their risk-based data integrity model, which helps prioritize efforts based on risk. The World Health Organization adds digital documentation requirements through their technical reports, setting clear expectations worldwide. Then there's the FDA with 21 CFR Part 11 and specific data integrity guidance. The European Union contributes with EU GMP Annex 11, Annex 1, and Chapter 4 on documentation. And finally, the MHRA focuses on audit trails, user access, metadata, and governance, all critical pieces to keep data trustworthy and compliant. Let's look at an example of a validated Laboratory Information Management System, or LIMS. It handles everything automatically, from recording when samples arrive, to assigning analysts, running tests, approving results, and generating reports. No manual steps needed. This fits within a broader computerized system compliance framework, which covers everything from risk assessment and validation, through security and audit trails, to backup, periodic review, and eventual retirement. These systems include ERP, QMS, MES, SCADA, and many others crucial to modern labs and manufacturing. Let's look at a practical example that shows how we shift from traditional testing to a smarter approach. Instead of checking every screen in the software, CSA zeroes in on the functions that really impact product quality, like calculation algorithms and audit trails. This means fewer tests, but smarter ones. We still rely on essential validation documents, but the focus changes. It's about critical thinking, understanding intended use, and managing risks to patients, product quality, and data integrity. This is the core difference between classic validation and the risk-based CSA approach. Let's talk about the backbone of reliable systems, time synchronization. When every system shares the same clock, we avoid confusing or conflicting timestamps. This consistency is crucial, especially when changes happen, like adjusting HPLC integration parameters. Those changes automatically trigger an audit trail, ensuring someone reviews and approves them. Access management follows strict rules, role-based, least privilege, and regular reviews keep security tight. Backups happen automatically, with recovery tested to protect critical data. Audit trails answer the key questions: who, what, when, and why, and electronic signatures, they're unique, secure, and legally binding. Let's look at a real inspection example that highlights some common pitfalls. The FDA found lab analysts using a shared login account, a big no-no. This led to a warning letter, a product recall, and a costly remediation program. These issues aren't rare. Shared user IDs, disabled audit trails, unvalidated software, they all show up again and again. Manual data transcription, password sharing, missing metadata, these gaps put compliance at risk. Understanding these common deficiencies helps us avoid the same costly mistakes. Let's talk about the benefits we get from using emerging technologies in compliance. Real-time compliance means we catch issues as they happen, not after the fact. Predictive quality helps us anticipate problems before they arise. We reduce human error by automating routine tasks, and audit readiness becomes seamless with automated tracking. For example, a cloud-based quality management system keeps every document revision logged, with full version history and electronic approvals. Technologies like AI, machine learning, blockchain, and IoT sensors all play a role in this digital transformation, making compliance smarter and more efficient. Building a sustainable culture around data integrity takes more than just technology. It's about people and processes working together with the tools we use. Leadership has to be fully committed. We need a quality culture where employees are trained and encouraged to speak up. Regular internal audits, continuous monitoring, and periodic assessments keep us honest. Regulators are paying closer attention now, not just to software, but to how organizations behave. That's the real test of compliance. Let's look at the root causes behind this data integrity failure. The audit trail wasn't reviewed, access controls were weak, standard operating procedures were inadequate, and training was poor. To fix this, we enabled audit trails, restricted user privileges, and set up regular audit trail reviews. Analysts were retrained, and chromatography software was revalidated. The result? A follow-up regulatory inspection showed better compliance and restored trust in the lab's data. This case highlights how thorough corrective actions can turn things around. This slide brings together the key references that guide how we approach data integrity in pharmaceutical manufacturing. These include major regulatory bodies like the FDA, EMA, MHRA, WHO, and PIC-S, as well as industry standards like GAMP5 and computer software assurance. The takeaway: data integrity isn't just an IT checkbox. It's a quality culture that demands validated systems, risk-based assurance, and strong governance. When we get this right, we're not only compliant, we're protecting patients and building trust in every electronic record. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions or need more support, please don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate your time and attention, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. Thank you. This video was created with SlideSpeak. Visit SlideSpeak to turn your presentations into engaging AI-narrated videos.